right, everybody. Hey, let's get the band rolling. Giants win it in 10 innings with a pass ball. What a way for this game to end. Giants win their third in a row. And, I was watching the scoreboard earlier tonight. The Dodgers were down 2-0. Did they end up losing? I got distracted, got away from it. The Dodgers lost 5-0. Giants are only 2 out. Wow. Dodgers lose to Sonny Gray and the St. Louis Cardinals. So big win. Padres win too. We'll break it all down for you guys right after we give thanks to our sponsor of this show, Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, located in Marin, licensed all of California. Give Chapman Law Group a call at 415-613-9483. You got a personal injury situation, make sure you do not settle before calling Chapman Law Group. 415-613-9483. Let them know NorCal Sports Network sent you. Wow, what a ball game tonight, guys. Giants jump out to the 3-0 lead early and then give it away on a 2-run homer to Matt Olson. Made it 4-4, and then we'll break it down here. In fact, why don't I just do that? Why don't I break down the key moments of this game, and then we'll maybe open up the lines and have you guys come on in tonight. Okay, so let me just see what's going on in the chat too here so I can see. Let's see here. Will B in the house. Good to see you, Will. There he is, Will B. Yeah, hip's doing okay. Not too bad, but right now I've got a compressed nerve, L3, L4. Now I got to go in for a laminectomy on my back. They got to go in and open it up and get the disc cleaned off the nerve. So I'm sitting on my sciatica. Not fun. Sac A's won tonight too. All right. So the Giants win it. And let me just break down the play-by-play a little bit of what happened. The Giants opened up in the first inning. Ramos started it off with an infield single, and then Lee sharply singled to right. Flores singled to right. Ramos scored. Lee to third. Chapman lined out to right. Then Smith hit a sac fly, scoring Lee, making it 2-0. And then Adames grounded into a fielder's choice, who's, by the way, Willie Adames is down to 195 right now, everybody. 195, 0 for 4 tonight. Flores scored earlier on a Schwellenbach wild pitch. So how's that? Flores up at the plate to end the game, and then in the first inning, he scored on a wild pitch. So the Braves give up 2 runs tonight on wild pitches and lose by 1. So Giants were up 3-0. It stayed 3-0 until the top of the fourth when Birdsong was pitching. He got a little wild. Ozuna was hit by a pitch, or Olson was, I mean. Then Ozuna walked. Albies walked, loading the bases. Dugo struck out. Murphy hit a sac fly. Olson scored, making it 3-1. And then Harris singled to center. Ozuna scored on an error and made it 3-2. It stayed 3-2 until the bottom of the fifth when the Giants were able to put one across. Chapman, after Flores had singled with 1 out, Chapman doubled to left. Flores moved to third, and then Smith hit his second sacrifice fly of the night, making it 4-2. Dom Smith coming through the last couple games. Stayed 4-2 until the 7th inning when Ryan Walker comes in. Look, I am not bringing in Ryan Walker in any high leverage situation for quite a while. This guy him and Eric Miller just need to pitch when the Giants have a really good big lead or they're behind by quite a bit. If it's a close game, down a run or two or up a run or two, don't bring in those guys. They're proving they're not right now reliable. Anyway, after Riley singled, Olsen homered to make it 5-4. And then you saw what happened there in the bottom of the 10th with the ghost runner, Flores. After Lee had grounded out, Ramos grounded out to third, and then Lee grounded out, moving Fitzgerald to third. And then the wild pitch, ball game over, 5-4 Giants. So that's kind of how I look at it with, the whole thing with these pitching and everything. Let's see. What do we got here? All right. I'm going to get to your comments. I'm running the board here by myself. Let me see. Yeah, the fall off is bad. What's this supposed to be, Giovanni? Take that, Dan. Like, what are you trying to make a message like I'm not a Giants fan or something? Take that, Dan. Giovanni. I think I've probably been a Giants fan longer than you've probably been alive, is my guess. All right. So let's see. So this was, an interesting ball game tonight. I mean, the Giants were fortunate enough to get this win because they had opportunities again to do things on the bases, and they got caught stealing by Ramos, and both Lee and Fitzgerald got picked off tonight. Now, that is absolutely incomprehensible that you get two guys get picked off. You cannot be getting picked off in late in games when you are, a base stealing threat. These guys, I mean, I've seen guys get sent down to the minors for that. Fitzgerald, he better pick it up because he hasn't been hitting well. He's been in a prolonged slump. And, with the fact that he's not hitting the ball well, you can't be getting picked off. But the Giants tonight with the victory go 8 games over 500, 36-28. Again, they move to 2 games. Pretty crazy that the Giants are 2 games behind the Dodgers right now. And they're 1 game behind the Padres. Diamondbacks are starting to play a little better after sweeping the Braves. The Braves have now lost 5 games in a row. The Braves fall to 27-35. This is good. Giants need to put distance between them and the Braves because the Braves are a talented team. They've got a pretty talented roster, and it's a long season. They could put it together and get back in this thing very easily. So let me do something here. 1 sec. Okay. I am going to do this rather early tonight. So if Dallas, you want to come on in and join, or anybody else wants to pop in, I just put the link in the chat there. So Giovanni, you ought to come on in, join us, show your mug. Let's see if you're real or you're AI. I think Giovanni might be AI. I did, Philip. I put a tweet out on that. I did see that. And he's got to pull the ball. Hey, yeah, let's get those likes up, guys. Only 17 likes. We got over 100 in the room. Make sure you give it a like, and that would be wonderful. We would appreciate that. Did Fitz get picked off last night? I can't remember if Fitzgerald got picked off last night or not, or yesterday in the afternoon. And we've got a couple to be joining us here shortly. I see you in the green room. I see Dallas, and we'll get Will ready. Last year. Yes. He did get picked off last year, Fitzgerald. Yes. Yes, against LA, I believe. Yeah. That's right. You cannot spell Giovanni without AI. There it is. I think Giovanni is AI. I really do. I think Giovanni is fake as all get out. We welcome to the stage Dallas and Will B. How you doing, Will?
Hey, what's going on, bro?
Hey, guys.
It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube.
Yeah. So Giovanni says this team is special come October.
Giovanni's
a
troll, man. That guy don't know what the hell he's talking about. that dude doesn't know his ass from an elbow.
Oh man. So how you been, Will?
Doing pretty good, man. Yeah, I'm thankfully I've been healing up. In case you guys don't know anything about me, I've been on Dan's show for a little bit, and I've been on Eric's show for a while as well, and I broke my damn ankle.
Yeah. That was a bad break from what you sent the x-rays, man.
Oh, man, I snapped that thing like a piece of celery, man.
Ooh. Man.
Hey, but you had hip surgery not too long ago.
I had hip surgery just over 2 weeks ago. Now I got to have back surgery in less than 2 weeks, man. I got a pinched nerve that the gym screwed me up. And now I'm in such pain. My leg is completely numb. It's just
really.
Oh, yeah, my left leg is just completely frozen. It's painful. The quads in pain, and then the shins just completely feels like it's frozen right now. It's just.
You should have got it all done when you were out the first time, Dan. Just whatever you need, just
unfortunately, two different docs. Yeah, so unfortunately,
God bless,
so
man.
Hopefully
you
back under the knife, but. Hopefully we'll get it figured out. Yeah. But what do you guys think of this game tonight? A little rough to watch.
Why do we have to win games by the skin of our damn teeth? I mean,
there's that, but they got out to the lead, but the pitching was not there tonight.
Right.
With the Birdsong lost it, and they brought when Miller and Walker are two guys that just do not have it, and they both still don't have it. And so it was wild tonight. They were
Walker gave up the ghost. I mean, I as soon as he touched the mound, I had a group text with Dan and some of the rest of the boys, and I was scared, dude. It's like, what are we waiting for here? We're waiting to lose.
Those two guys, when they're coming in, Walker or Miller especially, but when I see him coming in, I'm like, this is not good. Have someone else ready immediately, because you hope that you can get through three batters without it.
You don't have any confidence. And then, Doval is supposed to be our closer. You don't have any confidence in that guy either. So,
yeah.
I'm a little nervous right now when I see Walker come into a game. And Walker and Miller. Right. I don't know what the answer is as far as replacing those guys. Maybe.
No, I think you put them down in low leverage situations until they fix whatever's going on. I'm sure it's 100%. Mechanical. They just have to figure it out. But you got Bivens and Beck and Rodriguez, and you got lots of arms that can get the job done. So use those guys.
Now the other nervous arm you got there too is Rogers. You can't exactly trust him either. So.
I mean, early in the year, that guy was rock solid. You all right, Dan?
100%.
Yeah, I got to stand. I'm sitting.
Go for it, homie. Yeah, go for
it. So, but yeah, this team it's kind of gives me some vibes that they're going to hang around all year. It just
they'll hang around.
Yeah, I just
They
don't
won't
know
be anything
where they're
special.
going, but they keep like finding ways to bounce back after they look like they're going to go.
Right,
And that has been the case all year.
Yeah,
100%. They'll be in the playoffs for sure, but they won't go nowhere.
I don't know if they'll make the playoffs, but they're going to be close. It's coming down to the last week of the season. I think it comes down to the last week of the season. And
I think they make the playoffs, and I think they don't make it further than anything. They probably, they'll probably be in the wild card.
Well, the thing is that San Diego and Arizona, they're going to have to eclipse one of those teams.
And you're not going to be able to do that.
Well, you might be able to, but it's not going to be easy. They just have too many good teams in their division, so making the playoffs will be a challenge. They're going to have to get hot at some point and put a little distance between them and these other guys, which is hard when you're not hitting. But the bats are starting to look better. Chapman's at bats look better. Ramos has continued to be good. Lee was in a terrible slump the whole month of May. He's looking like he might be coming around a little bit. I'm just seeing a little bit more professional at bats from these guys, and I hope that's a good sign. Adames, I look for signs of life, like hopefully, like he's getting it together, and the at bats are better, I think, just because he's taken some walks and taken some pitches. He's not completely out of whack, but he's still not getting the hits. He's not squaring them up. But give him time. It'll come around.
I think Adames turned it around. He's too good not to turn it around. I mean, look at his stats.
He can't hit 195, 190. He can't keep dropping. Eventually, balls will start falling. I mean, he'll probably end up around 230 this year, 225, 230.
Right.
Yeah, but if he ends up at 230, that means he's hitting 260 to get to 230 by the end,
Exactly.
So we'll take that.
Address Giovanni one more time. He says, Dan, a few days ago, said Giants won't make the playoffs. I'm still saying the same thing, Giovanni. Okay? Now he says now he's backpedaling and saying they'll hang around. I said they're going to hang around all year. I have not changed my tune. I have said I think they will fall short. I'm going to stay with that. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they make a move or two to get a couple of bats that they need. But I predicted 86 wins. I'm going to stick with that. It's going to be tough. I think this team needs more if they stay with the present roster. I think they improved it with Dominic Smith over Lamont Wade. That is a big improvement there.
100%. Yeah.
I think the Kinzer moves is a nothing burger to me, whether you got him or Huff.
No, it don't matter.
Makes no difference. I think this Johnson kid adds an element that the team lacks, which is speed and athleticism. And he's a lefty.
Right.
He's not going to – I don't think he's,
he's had prior major league experience and
a little bit. Yeah, he's only had like 90 at-bats prior.
He's a left-handed right fielder that is not ice cold at the moment.
He's got super
exactly.
Speed, but
I wouldn't crucify somebody for saying that the Giants won't make the playoffs. I wouldn't. I mean, until this team proves otherwise, right now they are complete ass. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, what we saw today was, they limped out a win. I mean, they literally limped that thing out.
They had no business winning that game. The pitching was not there.
No, exactly.
Usually you're getting a starter that's going 6 innings and shutout ball, and then they get through 100%. To the end. Birdsong's, started out great, but then he started having trouble, and several of the relievers had issues, and then in the 8th inning they were just giving away outs, getting picked off, trying to steal second, and just trying being too aggressive. And you got to know the situation. Ramos trying to steal second when you got a guy that's got a good move. He's quick to the plate or whatever. I don't know that the first base coach maybe should have counseled him and said, hey, maybe you wait because the next guy took a walk anyway. So you would have had first and second with nobody out. Instead, you give up an out, and then Lee gets on, it gets picked off, and then you got 2 outs, and then the inning's just blown.
Right.
But so they managed to get the win.
They should have lost that game.
Well, and then the extras in the 10th inning, what was the bases loaded, and it was just a shit show.
Oh my goodness!
And how they made it out of there. I mean, Melvin, the best thing he ever did was pulling Miller when the bases were loaded there and bring in Bivens.
Right.
Because that game was going to be blown open.
Yeah, how about that?
Guaranteed.
You intentionally walk, was it Murphy to get to Harris, and then Miller hits him.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That's to me, that's potential AAA material. Send down. Like, look, dude, you got a job to do. I walked the dude to face the lefty, and you put us in jeopardy by making us have the bases loaded. And
yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
Just think about it.
One ball.
Does Eric Miller have minor league options?
I don't know. I
I don't think he does, but if he does, then why don't you bring Wisenhunt up and have him be the lefty out of the bullpen?
Yep. Yeah,
but
he may have.
I don't think he does.
I don't know if Miller. I don't know how you find that out.
Is there room for Wisenhunt in the bullpen?
If you got rid of one guy,
Yeah, I would. Honestly, I would get rid of Hicks, but you can't do that because he's got a massive contract.
Yeah, and Hicks is on the IL now, so he's not even on the.
Hicks is
trash. He probably does. He's still in pre-arbitration, so I bet he has options.
Yeah, I think you could send him down, get him right, let him
do it.
Because he was pitching pretty decently, the beginning of the year and then last year. He just needs to get the mechanics worked out, and you can't afford to have a guy work his bugs out in the middle of a game.
Hell no.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
And it's hard for those 100%. Relievers to get extra work because they want them pitching. They don't pitch in between outings. They pitch in the game, and that's it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
but he still has a 1.35 earned run average. It's like the most deceptive thing ever.
Oh, I know.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty damn good.
Unreal. Hey, should we bring in Chardal and give him a cup?
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I going to be on the show with Chardal again? God damn.
We're gonna give him 1 minute. Here we go.
All right.
Chardal, you there?
I'm here.
All right. What'd you think of the ball game?
I'm a big fan of the NorCal Sports Network. I really love your show. I tune into your show every single night. I love it. I love the insight you bring on the Giants. Great win for the Giants tonight. They win 5-4 on a walk-off.
Yeah. Hey, Chardal, we don't need a wrap-up. How'd you feel about the game?
We already wrapped it up, Chardal.
I felt good about it. It was a good game. The Giants played well. They're gonna sweep this team in the next 2 games.
Okay. You feel like they're going to – tomorrow they've got is it Webb tomorrow or Sunday? Who's going – I think it's Webb.
Chardal, Google it.
Sunday.
I got it.
No.
What were your thoughts? What were your thoughts on this game?
Elder. Okay.
Did you watch the whole game? Did you watch it on TV? What were your thoughts on the game?
Chardal.
Yes, we watched it, Chardal. That's what we're here doing.
We were only talking to each other for the last 4 freaking hours.
Yeah, we watched the game, Chardal. Hey, Chardal, did you watch the hockey game tonight?
I didn't watch the hockey game, but amazing series, which Florida and Edmonton. I mean, that's gonna go down as one of the best series in all of hockey. I mean, it's an exciting series. You get to see Matthew Tkachuk versus Connor McDavid, 2 of the greatest hockey players in the world.
Yep, it's a good series. It's 1-1.
Who won today, Chardal?
The Panthers won today. The series is tied 1 apiece right now.
Yep, 5-4 in double overtime. So, hey, Chardal, we got a full house. I just wanted to bring you on.
It's great coming on the show. I love everything you do. I wish I could come on the show and stay a little bit longer and be with you on the panel.
Hey, Chardon, were you doing play-by-play on the Giants game tonight in the 10th inning?
I've been busy.
Yeah,
I've
he
been
was selling
busy.
weed at Great America.
I've been
Did
busy
you?
with work that I haven't got any time to do play by play, but I'll definitely get a chance to do it and you can hear me and see if I sound professional or not.
Sounds
Could you
great,
give us a
Charles.
little play-by-play of the wild pitch at the end of the game? Can we hear it?
Yeah, can we get a yeah? Oh, I like that one. That's a good
Yeah,
one,
give us
Dove.
the final
Yeah.
walk-off.
Pierce Johnson throws a wild pitch. Tyler Fitzgerald comes in to score. The Giants win the game 5-4.
There we go. All right, Chardal.
All
Good
right.
job.
I dig
Thank
it.
you, Chardal. That was our friend Chardal from SGA Sports Talk channel. Go subscribe to SGA Sports Talk channel and help him get to 400 or 500 subs. All right. Okay, guys. So Giants have now won 3 in a row. This is the first time I believe they've won 3 in a row since mid-May? Was it?
Yeah, it's been a
2
while.
weeks?
Yeah.
The last time the Giants won 3 in a row, I can pull that up for you and let you know right here.
It's been a long while, Dan.
Wasn't it the sweep they did of the A's, right? I think that was it. Yeah, that was the last time the Giants won 3 in a row was when they beat the A's in San Francisco. And then they lost to the Royals, lost 2 or 3 to the Royals, won 2 or 3 against the Nationals, got swept by the Tigers, won 2 or 3 of the Marlins, and then split with the Padres. So the Giants are now like 28-27 since their opening 8-1 start to the season.
Yeah.
So
and they're 3-0 since the shakeup.
Yeah, the shakeup has, there was more of, I really do like the move of Dom Smith. He's you could see he's really good at first.
I can dig it. Yeah.
He makes more contact.
He's been instrumental in the past 2 games.
Yeah. He's more of, I remember him
yeah.
with the Mets. He would put the bat on the ball a lot. He was never a guy that seemed to, occasionally he'll get a hold of one and he'll park it,
What's he at now? 3 for 6?
What was he? 3 for 4 yesterday, right? And
Oh, no, I don't think
he had the
was
sack
that high.
fly tonight, which
2 of them.
Oh yeah, but it's like the Giants can't hit a sack fly. When was the last time they hit a sack fly before these last 2? Like it's been a long time. Like they come up and they cannot hit a fly ball on command.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's good because it says, hey, it's a tough game, but it's not that hard. Get the ball in the air
I think the cool
and get
part
the run
too
home.
is this guy knows his role. He's out there to produce, and he knows that if he doesn't, he's going to be sent back down again. So he's doing everything he can.
I think to me, he's the kind of the perfect holdover
100%.
at first base until it gives the Giants more time to let Eldridge develop in Sacramento.
There you go.
There's no rush to get Eldridge here as long as, Smith is playing sound, fundamental baseball. The problem with Wade was he was losing you games because of his lack of production.
100%.
Whereas
Before that,
Smith is
every
just there
2 or 3 innings, it was an automatic out.
Right.
100%. He was automatic. I'm going to either hit the ball into somebody and get caught out, or I'm going to strike out. I mean, the guy lost he lost every fundamental ball player. He used to be the on-base machine. And unfortunately, it took a turn.
Let me address this, the Soda report. What are my thoughts on the shakeup? It's been successful over 3 games, but I find it odd we prefer to sign 29-year-old castaways rather than promote from within Matos, McRae, Schmidt, etc. Well, I definitely want to see the young guys get their opportunity, but I kind of understand this move in the sense that Matos needs to play every day, and they were not going to give him the opportunity for whatever reason. They're stuck on Yaz. So bringing up this kid well, he's not even a kid. He's 30, like you said, almost 30, Johnson.
Right.
If he doesn't get consistent playing time, they're not worried about that. They still believe in Matos, and they realize that Matos cannot sit the entire year on the bench in San Francisco and lose an entire year of development. So I think the plan is let Matos play every day. If he gets hot and Yaz continues to not hit, I could see a move being made. But they want to have Matos ready and already in a position to just step in seamlessly and not miss a beat. So that's
and I think the other thing too is these guys that they brought up, they have major league experience. You know, they've been there.
Kinzer's been around for a while. Huff's hasn't.
They've had the at bats.
I also think that they needed room. They had to send costs down, which means if you're going to have Casey Schmidt as your everyday first baseman, you don't have a utility infielder. So they had to get another first baseman, and then now there's enough position players in the infield to go around.
Yeah, I think I heard tonight from got a report that Adames will sit Sunday, and there's an off day Monday to give him 2 days off in a row, and that Schmidt will be playing shortstop on Sunday. I don't know if that's what I've heard.
Well, they were going to do that last week, but then Adames and BP told Melvin, "Hey, I think I found something. I need to play today." They let him play, so he missed his day off this week, and so they're going to give it to him on Sunday, I guess.
Yeah, as he proved that he's found his groove.
He's working. He's trying.
He's trying. No doubt. I mean, Adames is a good ball player. He just has to find his ass.
That was a crazy play there in the top of the 10th. That slow roller to Chapman where he barely
100%.
I mean, that was a big time play by Schmidt to be able to reach out right in front of the base runner with his, glove side hand, the runner coming into his hand. That's tough.
Well, Dan, I would say, Dan, that I don't think it's our pitching and or our defense. We got to put up some runs on the board, man.
Yeah, they got to have to put consistent runs. You got 4 fairly early. That should be enough on a night game.
That should be enough, right? Yeah,
should be enough.
When the pitching is normal, yes, it is enough.
Yeah,
but it wasn't normal tonight.
Cliff said he saw Dominic Smith in Nashville 2 weeks ago when he was with the Scranton Wilkes-Barre, and he was making loud contact, had a couple hits. Surprised he got released. I'm not sure if he got released or if he asked for his release. I think he asked to be a free agent with the Yankees.
If I'm not wrong, wasn't Dom Smith a first-round pick back in
13, something like that, with the Mets? Yeah, 13th pick overall. Yeah, he's a first rounder.
So he's got the skill set. He's not a bad ball player by any means.
Right. He's had some. He's hit well at times against the Giants when they were, playing, when he was coming in as a Met. I remember games where the guy would hit 2-3 hits or he'd come up big in key situations. He's got a much lower strikeout rate than some of the other guys, which is
other guy they signed there has got a massive strikeout rate. I don't remember his name.
You're talking about the Kinzer guy, the catcher? Or Johnson. Yeah. Johnson. Yeah. Stephen Ortega says thoughts on Corbin Burns. Tough injury for Corbin Burns and the Diamondbacks. He's probably, if he comes back at all next year, it's probably August or September. And who knows if he's effective. He's probably will be like Robbie Ray was last year when Robbie Ray came back for a couple of months. Takes a while.
It's like 2 years.
Yep. It's a good 18 months. When I talked to John Brebbia, who had Tommy John, he said he didn't feel normal until 18 months. Just didn't feel like he could get.
I sent you a message yesterday. I obviously haven't had Tommy John surgery, but I broke my ankle and I tore ligaments in my ankle. And I commented that the ligaments are taking longer to heal than my damn bones. It's
Yeah,
I can only imagine.
ligaments, bones heal faster, believe it or not.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Zach Gallen is awful this year. I mean, that dude sucks.
Dan said the Braves were a World Series team. Yep, I did. That's right. I did say that.
They are a World Series team.
I think they still can be. They still can be if they get it together.
100% agree. You
got to think about what the Braves just went through. They suffered a massive loss yesterday. Got on an airplane, flew all night, got here, and then they had to be dragging today, and I think you could see that early. And then they came in and made it competitive, but the Giants could have gotten blown out tonight if the Braves weren't in that situation.
Oh no,
so.
I'll go ahead and say it right now. The NLDS will probably be. Well, the NLCS will probably be the Dodgers and the Braves.
It very well could be. The Mets are right there. The Phillies are there. Right. I think the Braves are going to be there at the end. Whether they make the playoffs or not, it depends. Dan, stop. Giovanni, you don't tell me to stop. I have the power to just 86 you, dude.
What's Giovanni doing now?
He says, Dan, stop. The Braves are not a World Series team. Well,
yes, they are. Giovanni, what baseball are you watching, dude?
Hey, they're once they get things together, that's a team that can win 16 out of 20 easily.
100%.
I mean, Strider hasn't hit his stride, no pun intended.
No,
he's
been
not
injured
there yet. Ronaldo Lopez is hurt. He'll be back later in the year, but Schwellenbach's a really good pitcher. You get Strider going. You get a couple other guys going. Acuna's back in the lineup. You get that lineup clicking.
Oh, you get Riley hitting again. You get Harris hitting again. You get. I mean, it's a murderer's row.
Yeah, you get Albies going. Olsen going.
Albies going again. It's a murderer's row.
Yeah, exactly, Giovanni. One game, they gave up 7. They're struggling in the bullpen right now. But you take one game. Giovanni, you know what's bad about you, dude? Giants go on a losing streak. You're nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. And then you decide to come in when they win and start talking smack. Why don't you show up when the Giants are losing, dude?
How come Giovanni doesn't go on Giant Sports Talk Live and say this? Are you afraid of getting smacked down over
anything can happen in one game. I mean, didn't the Cubs give up 7 runs to the Giants in the 9th inning?
Oh, they did.
The extra innings,
they did.
In that extra inning game, they gave up.
I mean, anything can happen.
The Cubs are one of the best teams in baseball, and it can happen to any team.
That's what makes this sport great. Is that anything can happen. Doesn't matter if you got the best team or the greatest team on paper, whatever. I mean, anything can happen.
Giants have been fortunate, very fortunate. They have not had the injury bug hit them at all yet.
No monkey's paw.
That's why
they have not had an injury to their pitching staff other than Jordan Hicks, which I think is probably a phantom injury because I think his arm's dead, and I think the Giants finally wised up and said, let's put him on the IL and get his arm back.
Verlander got dinged up.
Oh,
yeah. But, I don't ever talk bad about Corbin Burns. I feel bad for him. You don't want to take any, secret enjoyment out of the fact that he got hurt because it's going to happen to somebody on the Giants.
Anybody get hurt? Nobody. I certainly don't. I don't want to see.
Dan, do you really think Hicks's arm's burned out?
I think it looks dead to me. He's not throwing.
Yeah.
He came in the other day throwing. I think he threw one pitch at 100. And
no, he was injured when he signed with the team, right?
I don't think so.
Or he came off.
I'm not sure. I just have seen his velocity drop at the more innings he pitches.
Yeah.
And I think certain guys are just, cut out more for shorter stints. I think he tried to pace himself because, number one, he's diabetic, and that takes a lot of work just not just the day of the game, but for
I couldn't
a couple
imagine
days
going
prior.
through that.
You got to get yourself ready, and then he's got excellent stuff, but he has to dial some of that stuff back to be able to go 5 or 6 innings. So
Right.
because he used to throw, I've seen the dude throw 104 when he
The
was with
dude
St.
was
Louis.
a great reliever, dude. I mean, he was freaking amazing.
Yeah, he was tough to hit when he was hitting 104. I mean, don't you remember the Giants facing him, and he would just blow him away?
He had the best stuff in the league at one point. I mean, geez.
He was tough. So you got that situation. I think if he gets some rest, maybe he gets some oomph back on his fastball. If he throws 103, it makes his other stuff better because that off-speed stuff
100%.
is, but when he's throwing 97 is at the top of his
Too
game,
predictable.
and then his off-speed stuff's 93. That's a big difference when you're 103 and 93.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that diabetes is no joke, though. I played rugby with a guy that was a type 1 diabetic. He was going on the sidelines to eat Fruit Loops and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's no joke.
Yeah. So, but I think this team is resilient enough they've shown us that they're going to be in most games. If you look at their games, the style they play, even when they got beat by Detroit, those 3 games against Detroit, they lost those games 3-1, 3-1, and 4-3. So they are in every game for the most part, and that is going to, they're just not a team that gets blown out a lot because of their pitching.
No,
if they score 0 to 2 runs, then they're probably going to lose, and if they can score 4 or 5 runs, then they're probably going to win.
Right.
And the pitching's pretty consistent. But one thing you said, Dan, is that you thought they were going to lose 8 or 9 games in a row.
No, 8 out of 10. I thought they would go on an 8 of 10.
8 out of 10, yeah.
And they did lose 7 of 10. They just finished 7 of 10.
Well, that can certainly happen. But when you have Ray and you have Webb coming up every 5th day, it's not going to be often those guys will lose 2 in a row. And then the other guys are pretty good too.
Point. The only problem is when what I was making the point is there's going to be times when the pitching is just not as crisp as it is you're used to, and when the hitting doesn't show up, you're going to lose.
That's a bad recipe. When we saw that the last 2 weeks.
So I think
this team could beat anybody in the MLB, 100%.
With the pitching, of course, they just need at least a minimum, obviously a minimum of 1 bat, but I think 2 bats. I don't know, to me, the weakness is, the obvious weakness is right field and shortstop, right? I mean, first base has kind of been rectified for now to the point where it's serviceable. It's not great.
It's better than it was, but it's still so short a time period. We don't really know. Right.
But I do think that he's about a 240 to 250 hitter, and he makes contact. And is, and him being down more in the middle of the lineup, like 5th or 6th, the left-handed bat, it helps. But the problem is Willy Adames is just automatic out. Patrick Bailey, automatic out for the most part. And
Chapman can't score when runners are in position.
And Chapman is just very inconsistent when it comes to runners in scoring position. And Fitzgerald right now is cold.
Inconsistent.
So you've got some real inconsistencies. So if you could shore up second base and right field, they're not going to do anything with catcher and shortstop. They're just going to have to ride with it. They're not going to bench
is this.
Adames.
if shortstop comes around, then they're going to be in a lot better shape. That's
Right.
just a guy that they're paying a lot of money to, that they expect to be their main hitter, their best hitter in the lineup, and he has been one of their worst.
Right.
And that needs to change.
If you were Buster Posey, and we're coming up on the All-Star break here, before the break, what would your message be to the team, Dan?
Well, you still got a month to go, but my message would be, hey, look, you guys just keep going out and doing your job, and we will do what's necessary to make this team better if you guys are showing yourselves to be, in the race.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to sit back and in years past like this organization has and be idle.
No Farhan.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I also think he sent a message with these moves.
Oh yeah.
He said, they gave Lamont a fair shot, and then they said, okay, enough is enough. And then they sat Yaz 2 games in a row against right-handed pitchers and kind of fired a warning shot at him and said, hey man, you're going to have to step it up. 3 for 42 or whatever is not going to cut it.
Correct. I think that they are going to have to figure a way, though, to I thought about this the other day, and I thought, and I don't think the Braves would do it, but the Braves need bullpen help. And I mean, Hicks has been stumbling a little bit, but his contract for Sean Murphy's contract is not bad. Murphy's got a pretty high contract, but he's a right-handed hitter, and I would love to see him just platoon. He's a really good catcher too. Now, I will say this about the catching. I was over on Larry Kruger's
real quick though,
show at the end.
Would you try to go for Ryan Jeffers off the Twins for cheaper?
If you could get Ryan Jeffers, he could hit.
Yeah, you can. You definitely can. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a position they're going to, you can't have Bailey coming up in key situations, especially if you're facing a lefty.
Right.
I mean, he's on the right side. He's just out. I mean, he's just automatic. But I would say this about the catching tonight. It's something that has bugged the heck out of me for a long time. And tonight it bit the Braves, and I think it's stupidity. I don't understand baseball coaches and managers. When you have a runner on third base that's the winning run, why are you on one knee trying to steal the low strike? You should be in the traditional catcher stance when there's a pass ball that's or pitch that's off the plate, where you could shuffle quickly left or right when you're in the squat and block that ball with your chest. That's been the standard of catching with a man on third. You wouldn't do that in the World Series of Game 7 in the bottom of the ninth. I would hope not. So I don't there was a team I was watching. I watch a lot of baseball, especially as I've been laid up the last week or two. I can't remember which team it was, but somebody did go into the traditional stance with a man on third recently. And I don't know why it's not like, hey, look, winning runs on third base, you get screw the low strike right now. Number one, you don't always steal it.
They're not used to it, but why don't you set up like that 1 inning a game just to keep it in your tool bag, just to keep it fresh. It's not going to really matter much of a difference. There might be a pitch or two that you can't frame quite as well, but I don't know why you don't keep that skill set fresh so that you can pull that out when you need to, especially when you've got a guy that has a curveball that is a little wild in the 9th inning or the 10th inning, where a wild pitch is going to, lose you the game.
And it did. Had he been in the traditional catcher squat, he could have quickly pivoted over and got his body in front of that and blocked it. You have no chance
It
when
happens.
you're on one knee.
It happens, not too often, but every day, every week in baseball, there's a game where someone wins on a wild pitch, I think.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
It's not
though.
uncommon.
It shouldn't happen unless it's such a wild pitch where the catcher has no shot. But
yeah, like way out of 8 feet over.
Yeah, kind of like how Walker was throwing tonight. Pitches that tells me his mechanics are way off. He had 2 pitches.
3.
That were 3. That's right, like 5 feet off the plate, not even close. That tells me the guy doesn't even have a clue where the ball's going right now.
No, I mean you see that, and you have to understand he's messed up.
Exactly. NorCal Sports Live, he's got it right. A catching with a runner on third with the knee is like a pitcher going from the windup with a runner on first. It's just giving him,
makes no sense.
Letting him steal second. I mean, I just don't understand it, man. It's just it frankly, I mean, I'm happy it happened tonight, but if that was the Giants and you were down on one, I'd be so pissed off. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Look,
it goes back to what we learned in freaking T-ball when we were toddlers.
Dan threw the baseball onto the field tonight. What'd you guys think of that, man? That was wild.
Was it a fan that threw it?
Baseball on the field?
Yeah, I think it came from. It looked like it probably came from the upper deck, is my guess.
Were they trying to play?
It was right when Yaz was making the throw home to the plate, and another ball appeared at the plate right at that time, and luckily Bailey just ignored the ball.
Almost hit the
I caught
ump.
the game late.
To me, the solution for that is, don't just send the guy out of the stadium. Don't toss him out. Look, when you get your kids when they do something and you want to discipline them, help them learn the mistake they made. You give a consequence for a consequence. Now I'm being facetious here, obviously, but how about you just toss the guy over the third deck and throw him up from the third deck and see if he survives? Just like, hey, here's your consequence for throwing a ball onto the field. Geronimo.
Yeah, it would probably happen one time, and then it would never happen again.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, the other way to look at it too is, what if that ball landed on your head? That would
almost hit the ump in the head. It was 5 feet from his head.
That'd be awful.
Yeah. And that would have been, oh my gosh. And
you ever sit behind home plate and they hit a foul ball and you're like, oh crap, and you're trying to dodge the damn thing? That's some scary stuff.
Yeah. I don't understand how that guy. Yeah, that's a ban for life. It should be. I don't know how they enforce those though. How do you enforce that? Like,
I think.
I mean, you show up at another stadium, and if you change your, like if I showed up, like if I did it.
No, they go on your social media. So
yeah, but it must be like a database of names when you buy the ticket. But if you buy a ticket, someone else buys the ticket, and you just use the ticket. They have no way of doing it. Exactly. You go to buy a beer, and they give you show them the ID. Maybe it gets flagged. But if you have a common name, there's no way they're going to know.
Right.
So I watched this show on
facial recognition, maybe. Okay. Maybe.
Yeah, there you go. It's called Stadium Lockup, and it's about the Cleveland Browns stadium, and they prosecute these guys who are breaking the rules and whatnot. It's they have facial recognition for sure, man. They know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Exactly who you. Isn't that nuts?
Can't act up at a stadium or
arena
or whatever.
So believe it or not, once you buy that ticket, you pretty much sign off on their rules and on the stadium.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yep.
Well, you got to get the like the card counters do at the casinos, where they get the prosthetics. You get the bigger nose, and you get you change the shape of your face.
So there
you go.
Get in there.
There you go. Well, what do you think tomorrow? It's an afternoon game, so I'm imagining Kinzer will be behind the dish for the Giants. Bailey, being that he caught tonight, won't catch, so he's going to catch Webb for the first time. But he's a veteran catcher, so he should be fine.
He caught Ray, right? So and he did fine. There was no issues.
Yeah. So it'll be tomorrow. They're all right-handers for the Braves this weekend. So I imagine the Giants go out there with a similar lineup. I wonder if Johnson gets a start anywhere, and maybe they give Wilmer a day off and put Ramos at DH just to have I wouldn't be surprised to see the three lefties in the outfield, Johnson, Lee, and Yaz.
Interesting. That does sound like a possibility that we might see.
And Ramos being the DH, give Wilmer a little bit of night off. He had to work kind of hard tonight.
Right. Yeah, he did.
He was running on the bases, and plus it's a day game after a night game. Maybe
sure.
I think Johnson adds a little bit of speed, and I kind of like him in the leadoff spot. It gives the different element to the team.
He's got good contact too. Yeah,
and he can fly. I've never seen a Giant run so fast since Alan Hansen. Just a routine ground ball to second base, and the guy is literally 2 steps from beating it out.
Not even the grandson
hustling.
of Breaking Wind.
Yeah, he's really hustling. I could see the Giants going with some just doing some lefties tomorrow, and then you got some right-handed pop on the bench for pinch hitting. You got Wilmer and Encarnacion and Schmidt on the bench. I'm wondering if Schmidt's going to get a start one of these days at second base for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald may have kept himself in the lineup tomorrow by getting that hit in the 10th.
I like Schmidt at second base. He's got a good glove. Dude, that kid is a defense machine. He got put together offensively, of course, but his glove is solid.
About Johnson, did you see that stat where his top speed is like 29 feet per second, and then when he tracked down that fly ball against the Padres, he had to go 31 feet per second.
Wow,
29 feet per second. How fast is that? That's damn fast.
Yeah, well, 29 is like 19 miles an hour, and 31 is 21 miles an hour.
Yeah, so that's a full-on sprint. Yeah,
that guy can fly though.
Yeah, he flat out can fly, and it's nice to see. It really is. Hey, Senior, send it to me again. I'm trying to dig through all the text, and I can't find it. If you send it, in fact, send it to.
Senior's got a montage of his boy hitting some damn dingers.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it through here. Maybe you can send it to the NorCal Sports Network at Gmail, and then it's easier for me to pull up. NorCal Sports Network at Gmail, and then I'll be able to pull that up.
Man, old Char, man, he's smacking the balls around, man.
Is he 12 now, or is he 11?
Yeah, he's 12 years old and smacking.
Yeah, he's smoking that ball. He is smoking the ball.
Like I said in the group chat, man, I just hope he's not playing against the Sacramento Hornets, man. That's my old Lord. we could use some help.
Yeah. Let me go look in the email here. Let me go pull this up 1 second here.
By the way, I need a certain person's innings pitched today.
Oh. Check that out, yeah. Yeah, can Charlie work with Willie, Aaron says. That would be funny.
Oh, man. Dude, that kid, hold on. Once Dan gets the link up, he's better than Adamas, man. That kid is freaking amazing.
He's hitting the ball.
AAA update.
Got some
Meckler 2 for 5 with an RBI. Matos 1 for 5 with a home run, 3 RBIs.
I'll take
Eldridge 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a walk. Luciano 2 for 3, a double and a home run and an RBI and a walk. And then Lucchese, 2-inning pitch, no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
Why haven't we traded Luciano yet?
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let me pull this.
Yeah, you guys got to see this. This thing's amazing.
Here.
Or shall I say, Senior's Kid is amazing.
Hold on here. Let me do this. I gotta do it this way. Wait, what's going on? Hold on. See if I can get this. StreamYard. Get that. I got to do a couple of buttons here. All right, here we go. Let's see.
All right. Watch this stuff, guys. This guy's a 12-year-old boy, and he hits dingers. That's what he does. Watch this. And they're not just any dingers. There's no teardrops.
Uh-oh.
This dude hits.
Wait a minute. Problem playing. What, I got to download? Hold on. Let me see if I...
Yeah, download it. I think you need to download it.
What's going on? What happened here?
Hold on. Let me see, Dan. Let me zoom in here.
Download. Okay, maybe. Here we go. Is it showing up now? Can you guys see it?
We can't. No, negative.
Not showing up?
Not yet.
No, share your screen.
Let me go back. I think I got to share a different screen here. Let me.
Yeah. Just.
Wait a minute. How can I do that? Oh, you know what I might have to do? I might have to convert this into. Let me see if I can. I know what I can do. I can put it into. I think I got to put it into StreamYard here. Add video. Let me see, because it's in a. Hold on here. Add video clip. There we go. Here now, come on. I think it's working. It's downloading into StreamYard. Once it's in here, it's in here. Yeah, because it had to.
Wish. Oh, somebody's playing the crickets. Is that you, Del?
He's got a soundboard there, man. What do you got? What do you like, a regular DJ over there? You got all kinds of. You got any?
By the way, just shout out to our veterans in the chat. Today is a big day.
Oh yeah,
June 6th, man.
D-Day, isn't it?
D-Day.
Yeah.
It is D-Day.
Oh, June 6th. Was that 1944? D-Day?
Yep.
1944.
Yes,
81 years ago.
Wow. It's still uploading or downloading or whatever it's got to do.
We're downloading, Senior. Give us a second.
There we go. We almost got it. It's circling now. It's saying it's completing. And see, I could show you. See it?
You only got to show us.
There it is. See the circling?
We believe you. We believe you, Dan.
We got all kinds of stuff in here. We got
You got Buster in there?
I got Buster's right over there. He's always with
Buster.
me. Hey, buddy. Buster boy. Say hello to everybody.
So what the hell you doing, Dad?
Wonder why it's still circling. Why is it not? It usually comes right on.
Yeah, mine doesn't have
there
no
it is.
slack.
It's done. Here we go.
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
ready for this?
You got your doggy too.
Here we go.
Well, welcome to the majors, Mr. Hobbs.
Yeah, that's my brother. Did you hear that part?
Yeah. That
that's
is
my brother.
senior softball game's son, Charlie, Little League,
The
12
best
years
part
old.
about the best
Got
part about
scouts already
Char.
watching him.
The best part about Char is he smacks those dingers, and there's no celebration. There's no look at me. He just runs the bases and does his thing, man.
Yeah.
And the swing is the same as when he was in T-ball hitting those little ones, you know.
You see his
He was
stride.
smacking it.
His stride is
Those-
good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell you, man, you get I would imagine there's some scouts that gotta be starting to think about, college.
Oh, without a doubt. It's
Yeah.
old
But,
senior's got a powerhouse on his hands.
There might be some
Yeah.
high schools that are circling around, being like, "Hey, come over here."
Tommy Murphy says, "Looks like me in Little League." Come on, Tommy. Did you hit him that hard?
Again,
No, we
how
have
many
no.
home
Let's see the evidence. Let's see the evidence.
Dan, how many home runs did you hit in Little League?
Let me count. 1.
Same here. I didn't hit any home runs at all. either.
0. I freaking never hit a home run. I came up with bases loaded one time, and I hit it to straightaway center, and I finally thought I got it. It was high,
Yeah.
and it was just, and the dude was, it's 200 feet, the fence, all the way around. It's like a perfect, and the guy's like standing, the fence is only, maybe 4 feet at the most.
Yeah, it's about that tall, yeah.
It's like
4 or 5 feet.
Maybe 5 feet. I don't know. He just stands there just like that, puts his glove up, didn't have catches it.
He robbed you.
My one chance, and it was bases loaded. I didn't even come close any other time. I just wasn't a power hitter. I got a bunch of singles, doubles, and triples because I hit balls and I was fast and I hit them, in the gaps or down the line. But I did never. I don't know if it was just my swing. I just had more of a swing that was more like either flat or downward. I didn't have an uppercut.
Yeah,
swing.
my swing was really pretty flat, and I quickly found out that I was a crap hitter.
Yeah. I
I found out that baseball wasn't for me, man.
I made all-star teams for my I was a good hitter. I was about a 350 hitter, but no power, but I was always on base. I took a lot of walks. I even was a good bunter, but I made all-star teams just because I was really good defensively. I think the all-star game, I batted first on my Little League team, but in the all-star team, I batted 9th.
That's the way it be, man.
That's only one different.
Same coach. My all-star coach was my regular Little League coach.
Yeah.
But we had a lot better hitters in the league that were ahead of me. So, but that's cool. Yeah.
So let me ask you guys, how are we feeling about the rest of the season here?
They're 35 and 28.
They're not doing bad.
What is their record right now? 36 and 28. They're 8 games over 500. Just the way this team played against San Diego after losing those 2 games and then down 5-0 in the 3rd game, and for them to come back and win that game told me that this team is going to hang around. Even when they go through struggles, they're resilient. And so I think they're going to be in this thing, but I just don't know if they have enough to get there. It all depends, really. Arizona's pitching's weak right now. They lost Burns. Gallen's not having a great but their hitting is so superior to the Giants. They score runs in bunches.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could agree with you on that.
And I don't think St. Louis hangs in there, but they might. I thought St. Louis was going to be a rebuild this year. Yeah, you're no problem, Senior. That was great. Glad to put that out there.
Yeah, thanks, Senior. That dude, Char is, like I told you before, man. I do something special, man. I like Char.
So I think the Giants are going to – I think they believe in themselves. I think this team believes – I think they believe they can win the division. You have to believe that as
I
a
agree.
professional
I agree
athlete.
with that. I can agree with that.
I don't think they do, but I think this team is going to fight. And, I'm going to stick with my regular prediction, mid-80s. I'm going to stick with that.
I'll agree with that. I think they can pee in somebody's Cheerios for sure. I mean, they've proven they can beat anybody in the league. They really can.
Oh, no doubt.
They could beat the Dodgers. I mean, the Dodgers pitching is awful lately. I mean,
I think
a joke.
Their pitching
Go for it.
is not going to be as good as it was the first 2 months of the season. I don't think it's sustainable. It's going to come back to earth a little bit. Some guys are going to have
100%.
days that it's not hitting. The bats are going to be better than it was the first 2 months of the season. So
Right.
That'll even out a little bit. They're still going to be about 500 ball. Now, if they can get hot and their pitching can hit at the same time, if they can start hitting on all cylinders for a month, and they put together a really good month where they go, 18-10 or something. If they can, get
They
a
might
little
be
bit
one team at that point.
another 100 win. I think that's out of the question, but I think they could get into the 90s if they get
90s. Yeah.
if they get a hot month, or two.
Right.
I'm with Aaron here. This is what I see happening. Wouldn't surprise me one bit. By the time their offense comes around, the pitching will begin to struggle. That's what I said. They might lose 7 of
I think
8 of 10. I think
I-
when they face the Dodgers in a week or two after Colorado, I think the Dodgers have a hitting approach to guys like Birdsong and Roop may really.
Oh no, I think Birdsong is going to get slayed. Roop is going to get slayed. We're all going to get slayed.
They're going to have their moments. They're going to have their moments where
they were rookies last year. They have a year of service under their belt, maybe not a whole year, but I think they're going to have a little bit more longevity this year than they did last year. So I'm
hopefully.
And then
you're going to have more pitching come up because some of these guys are going to reach their max innings in, the guys like Group and where they haven't pitched a ton. And so you're going to have to watch those.
When Verlander gets back, he's going to be back in there and someone else is going to be losing innings, And
Wisenhunt's going to come up at some point and eat some innings up.
Right.
I believe,
so I think there's enough innings between those guys to go around.
Yep, I agree.
You think so?
Yeah. I think there's enough innings to go around. They've got really 7 or 8 starters that they can look at. So, and we'll see. I mean, Beck can give you some innings too.
Right.
I think.
And Jelly now. Jelly's there. Beck's there. Bivens is there. All those guys can give you 3 innings.
That's the one thing that we have that the Dodgers don't. We have a strong bullpen. I mean,
Giants pitching is better than the Dodgers right now.
100%. 100%.
And I don't, their outfield, I guess Pages is coming around. Pages is starting to hit pretty decently.
Whatever.
And Teoscar, but I still think their outfield is not that great. I don't think the Dodgers are as fearsome as we looked at during the offseason.
Agreed. They're not scoring big runs like they used to. I mean, they're not scary anymore.
They got shut out tonight.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I had Sonny Gray on my pitching staff in my other league, and I decided to bench him. How'd that go? Jeez. He pitches a shutout, and I benched him. Doggone it. Oh,
Well, we're finally going to get to see him here pretty soon.
Do you know who has Sonny Gray in this league, Dan?
No, who has him? You have him?
Yeah, I got him.
Ooh, did you pitch him tonight?
Hell yeah.
Let me see how many points he got for you.
1 week from tonight, we'll be seeing the Dodgers.
14. And we'll be fine against the Dodgers. We'll probably split the series. I don't think we'll sweep or nothing like that. I don't think we'll get swept out of it. We'll probably split it, but the Dodgers aren't going to kick our ass. I'm not afraid of the Dodgers. I don't think you guys are either.
Oh, 19 points you got from Sonny Gray.
Did I really?
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Last year, Eric Miller against Ohtani, he was really good against him. I'm not as confident this year.
Yeah, exactly. Well, guys, let's get out of here.
Adios, amigos.
Hey, good to see you, Will, man. Thanks for stepping in, jumping in. Good to see you. Feel better.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, hope you feel better, and we'll do it again. But guys, tomorrow Giants take on the Atlanta Braves at 1:05. Logan Webb against, is it Bryce Elder? Is that his name? I haven't looked at.
Yes,
Bryce
Elder. And that game will be at 1:00. But we will come on at Saturday night. We'll come on about 8 tomorrow night and break down the game. And appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully the Giants can get a sweep. They need it. And after this, they go to Colorado, right?
Believe so.
This would be a really nice time to go on an 8, 9 out of 10 win run, because you got 3 in a row now. You got 2 more, and then you've got the after
Rockies.
The Braves, you got the Rockies. Is it for 4?
3.
3, and then you got LA right after that.
Yeah, 3 with LA.
Okay,
and 3 with the Guardians. So that's a stretch of games there. You want to get your wins now because it's going to be tough.
You want to get at least out of the next 5 games with the Braves and Rockies. Ideally 5.
4.
But if you can get 4, of the next 5, and then at least get 1 against LA, then you're doing pretty good.
Yep.
You're doing pretty good. All right, everybody.
All right, guys.
Well, thanks for
See
being part of
you guys
NorCal Sports
tomorrow.
Network. Oh, you know what, guys? We didn't talk about the squares tonight. If you guys,
I got some squares. Hey guys,
squares,
buy some squares, and you might get your chance to get a really nice seat.
$20, guys. Look at the squares that are available there. Only $20, and they're filling up. You get 4 front row seats to a Giants game. You get on the field for batting practice. You get your name on the scoreboard. $50.
If I remember correctly, Lou said that you could go on batting practice on any team that you want. So it had to be the Giants.
Yeah,
you can go see the Nats or Orioles.
Right. So go out and see James Wood take batting practice. Be kind of fun.
Go see Jackson Holiday.
Yep, or the Orioles. Yep. So guys, go ahead and grab one of those squares before they are gone. It's for a great cause for Haley Busby.
Almost sold out.
Yep. So we will, but guys, get that done, and we will see you guys tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Okay. Let me get this here. Put this back up. What did I do with that? How did I do that? Oh, I know.
You're good.
I got to click this. I got so many things to click on. There we go. All right. All right, guys.
Deuces.
Giants win it again. 5-4 in 10 innings. Johnny Cesari says for tomorrow night, his concern is they never score for tomorrow afternoon's game. Yeah, that is a concern.
This is true.
Well, this is the new Giants.
Yeah, Bryce Elder. They should be able to score some runs off Bryce Elder.
They'll be fine.
Hey, they got 4 off of Schwellenbach tonight. That guy's nasty.
They'll be fun.
So Appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you do hit that like button on the way out. It really does help the show. So go on and hit that like and subscribe. And we will see you guys tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, hopefully with another win. The Giants going for 4 in a row. It's been a while since they've won 4 in a row. All right, everybody.
All right,
Have a good
Daniel.
night. Good night, everybody.
Adios.
See ya.